我是屁屁姚爱宁，赶快订阅小公式，大大的世界从小小的开始。
Oh my gosh, there's a tornado.
疯狂的天气，飓风、暴雨、干旱、野火，全球正遭遇极端气候带来的灾难。我们的地球怎么了？为此，12位关心全球暖化现象的大人小孩，将兵分3路前进北极、帛琉、挪威，在暖化最前线，一探气候变迁的真相。
下课花露米，出发！
联合国世界旅游组织预测，到了2030年，每年跨境旅客数将达18亿。旅游业会受到气候变迁的影响，同时也加剧了气候变迁。挪威探索团第5天，小队员正式进入北极圈，这里生活的人们又会面临什么样的考验呢？
嗨，大家早！我们今天来到罗浮敦群岛。
对，已经很北，已经进到北极。
对啊，我们今天在外面减了10度吧？
在外面6度，6度。
好，你们大家知道北纬几度算是进入极圈吗？请上来这里。
挪威有近一半的陆地位于北极圈内，当超过66.3度，标示着地理与气候的特殊性。罗浮敦群岛由7个大岛和无数小岛组成，有20亿年的古老岩层，经历冰河时期后的侵蚀与沉积，形成独特的沿海高山，有世界最美群岛之称。
今天就要出去看一些美丽的风景。有人认识罗浮敦群岛的吗？刚才认识，那你先不要讲话。
昨天在露营的时候，国际学校的朋友他们的第一印象都是觉得那里是一个很美丽的地方。旅游业在这边很好，政府也有管理说要让大家有一些比较负责任的，对旅游的行为，就是减少一些环境压力这样。
为了实现联合国的气候目标，罗浮敦群岛要将气候排放和对自然的影响降到最低。当地居民、企业和公部门都在努力，立志成为绿色岛屿，是北欧以永续为重点的国家级旅游目的地之一。
看起来就是那种童话故事里面才会出现的球卷。
听说你们是3个小矮人。
那你呢？
我也是小矮人之一。对，我是
大小矮人。
哇塞！
其实我们在奥斯陆的时候没有看到那么多峡湾地形真正的样子，以前只在地理课本上看过，或者是网络上的照片看过，但是就真的来到这个地方之后，就会觉得哇，那个漂亮的感觉是很震撼的。每一天光影在海面上的变化，就是不管你看到几次，你还是会觉得说哇，怎么那么漂亮？耶！好冷
哇！
终于懂为什么那还会
这一种为什么梦客会想要画这个姿势？
可能呐喊本来不是要 scream， 可能只是脸很冷。
对，想要保暖一点。不要冷了。
这里跟你们想象的一样吗？差不多一样，哪里不一样？
就是没有想象会到一个岛，然后这个岛里面那么近。我有访问一个住在挪威的台湾人，然后他有说，像这些地方他们都不会放栅栏成为保护，因为他们不想破坏这边的环境。
对啊，其实他们，你看我们前几天去国际学校，他们就有很多在大自然里面生活的景点。
挪威有48个国家公园，罗浮敦群岛也有1个。当地居民怎么看待自然与观光？我们有个地方可以先去。
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
So only this half of the island is
Like here,
national
this
park?
like-
Yes, yes.
Wait, also the sea?
Yeah, yeah. Well, the northern part of this island is the national park. So this is all protected, and this will stay protected forever. Nobody can build anything there, and it will stay like it is forever.
罗浮敦国家公园的海岸线直接朝向公海，是其他保护区所没有的景观，也是多种濒危海鸟的栖息地。随着时代的发展，国家公园也从保护自然景观逐渐扩展到包括文化遗产和生态系统的可持续管理，并成为全球重要的保护措施之一。
Wait, so back then, is there like national park?
Well, the national park is pretty new actually. It's less than 10 years old.
他们为了未来的世代，2018年成立了国家公园。但在数位打卡的时代，罗浮敦群岛每年吸引了上百万的观光客。在最受欢迎的海滩上，一晚就有50-60个帐篷。
This island that we're on now, you know, I've been to Taiwan and Taipei, and I know it's a lot of people. Here on this island, it's just 1,000 people.
1,000
Yep,
only?
Yep, on this island. So it's hardly anyone.
土地面积是台湾1/30的罗浮敦群岛，旅游密度却高出台湾3倍。过多的旅客对当地带来压力。罗浮敦因为位于海的尽头，也有远方垃圾源源不绝冲上岸的困境。每年在旅游旺季前清理海洋垃圾很重要。注重回收的他们，正把塑胶收集起来，希望转变垃圾的生命。This one?
Yeah, for instance that. Yep, yeah, that is used to.
These are made of the trash.
That is made out of trash that been washed ashore here. Yes.
把垃圾做成实用的东西，我真的觉得很酷，而且还有带一个那个穿鞋器的那个东西嘛。虽然我是没有很常用到，但是你看到它，你就会觉得，哎，这个就是我去罗浮敦群岛那边的东西，而且你看它其实是用垃圾做的哦，你会觉得这个旅行有一定的价值，还有意义。
What if you can't recycle it?
Well, if it can't be recycled, I mean, that's the end of that life cycle, so that it ends up in proper storage. But it's not going back into nature. We try to make the most of everything.
为了让探索小队体会观光带来的实际影响，我还约了特别的人哦。我们现在就去看看吧。
OK。
走。
Hello. Can you guys tell us about some keywords about your professional
job?
Keywords.
We work with nature.
I work a little bit with people also.
We want to take care of nature, so that the further generations can enjoy the same nature as we have.
我今天早上是不是有跟你们说过，就是我们今天要去采访2位跟大便有关的职业，所以你们可以想一下 ，nature
people
and poop.
And sometimes poop. Yeah.
And sometimes poop.
捡垃圾啦，捡垃圾。
捡垃圾吗？你觉得是捡垃圾？
我不觉得是捡垃圾。
那你觉得是什么？
可能跟草或者是动物有关。
肥料。
Very good guess.
Fertilizers made from poop.
Well, I'm a researcher, so I work in research, and Ole Jakob is.
I'm a national park manager, so I protect national park.
This is a national park.
到底为什么国家公园经理和生态研究员的工作会和大便扯上关系呢？原来当地政府主张不在保护区建立人工建筑，所以当然没有厕所咯。但居民发现国家公园内的垃圾变多了，夏天山径有很多的卫生纸，于是邀请研究人员加入调查，发现人类粪便占了废物的大部分，并且稳定增加。便便毁了许多人的旅行兴致。
找大便，找到大便。
他们要找大便，他们问说，就是如果刚刚很想要大便，他觉得我们会大在哪里
We found a poop spot.
我找到大便了。Liam， 这边有大便。
虽然可以想象，但是亲眼看到还是太触目惊心了吧。
So one problem in Norway now is we like to pick berries and mushrooms for eating.
Yes.
And so these mushrooms are actually edible. This is chanterelle, so these are edible, but I wouldn't pick them since they're next to, that's not very good.
我懂为什么别人会在山上大便，因为很需要吧。但我不知道为什么要把山上大便的 toilet paper 要把它丢在上面。
研究人员像 GPS 定位一样，逐步调查标记在大自然中有人类便便的地方，发现最常出现在水源附近，溪流中验出大量的大肠杆菌，这也危害到旅客自己的健康。
When did the problem start?
That's a good question. Actually, the tourism boom came around 15 years ago, I would say. And then it's just increased since then. So every year there are more and more people coming.
粪便和微生物需要长时间分解，罗浮敦过多的游客已经超出负荷，必须用科学的方法处理。
Trying to do it, we're trying to get people to take the poop out themselves. And to do that, we have this special bag that's designed in America that people can carry out, that you can poop in.
Carryable toilet.
No.
Carryable toilet. Wait, you're supposed.
Let's see. I got
what is
one for the
this?
hose too.
The Biffy bag.
The Biffy bag. And then you
现在让我们的小队员李安来示范便便袋的使用方式。先将绿色一层绑在腰与屁股周围进行释放，里面的粉末可以除去湿气和臭味。使用完毕再绑好放进履带里面，细菌就不会留下，还能够轻松的把便便从国家公园带走。
Yay! That's how I poop.
You need the toilet paper
Yay!
and a hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Yay! 我的大便。
Wait. Then why can't you just dump it in the
In the
aluminum bag?
oh,
You
because
can't aim.
yeah, you have to aim. It's less aiming if you put it in the green. Would you use it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Ah, nice.
Would you use it?
Depends on the situation.
That's a smart answer.
Like 99% yes.
还好挪威小队都愿意支持。更好的消息是，这2-3年在山径路口及游客中心宣传发放免费便便袋后，排遗还是有，但使用者的袋子不会留下了。
我后来有问那个管理员还有研究人为什么要选择这样子的工作，但是他们的反应就是说，因为他们就是挪威人，然后他们也说，因为我就是想要保护环境，我想要为环境做一些帮助。如果真的要解决气候变迁的话，那我觉得世界上需要更多像这样子的人。
All right. Thank you.
It'd be very nice if everyone was as good as you guys.
Good job, everybody.
I think that's why we were here for the first place.
国家公园中心跟我们介绍的人说，他们的小孩其实从小是很知道怎么使用自然的。我觉得我们住在都市里，真的好少去到大自然，它变成是一种需要刻意做的事情。我们跟土地的连接没有那么深刻，所以我们自然也没有到这么意识它的存在，然后一直的去保护它、尊重它、爱护它。世界上有没有一种生活方式可以减少排碳又丰富自足呢？我们将前往挪威第一座自然生态屋寻找答案。
早上5点来起床，它看起来还好，对不对？没有亮，我有点累了，它已经呼呼大睡了。
Hello， 大家早！今天我们要去罗浮敦附近的一个岛，这是我这次最期待的一个行程。然后他们生活在集村里面，然后他们的房屋是由他们自己建造的。等一下我就要准备上岛找他们了。乘着船，开着车，离开观光客熟悉的路线，终于来到人烟稀少的桑霍恩岛。我们终于来到这个圆顶屋了。好开心哦！这里有点冷，
很冷，超冷的。
Welcome.
这栋位在挪威极圈内的圆顶屋，由 Ingrid、Benjamin 夫妻建于2013年。房子就在温室里，屋
屋顶上有通风口，地底下有管线。夏季可以降温流通，冬天地下温度又比户外高，空气可在屋内自然循环，减少冷暖气的需求。玻璃圆顶有自然采光，又减少风阻，能够承受北极圈的强风和大雪。房子本身就是永续建筑。
Do you want to come inside and see the house first, maybe?
Yes, definitely.
Welcome.
It's warm here. It's warm inside.
Warm.
这个是他们自己建造的，所以你们可以问他们怎么建造。
Why did you decide to build it and design it yourself instead of like buying a house?
Because we wanted a house that was like friendly to the environment and healthy to live in, no poisons like in the walls and the materials. We also would like to grow a lot of food, so we designed a house that would suit us perfectly for our needs.
Ingrid 希望有一个对自己和环境都好的家。没有建筑经验的他们，靠着网络自学，一砖一瓦，逐步完成梦想中的生态住宅。这个漂亮的厨房也是 Benjamin 的手作。
We are vegan, and this is like a Norwegian special berry. It's in Norwegian we call it murter, but it's cloudberries in English. We call it the gold of the forest, so it's very traditional in Norway to eat that berry.
Can we try some?
Yes, of course. Just help yourself.
When did you start the sustainable life?
I think, yes. Hello, Atlas.
What lost?
That's a hard question. When did we start? I think we have always been interested in sustainability and organic food and stuff like that. But when we had children, it's also interesting to see now that they grow up. They are like 20, 17 and 15 and 9. Some of them keep our way of life, and others find their own way.
我以前可能觉得素食就是没有肉，可能会没有那种超级好吃的感觉。可我觉得这个超级好吃的，就是不管那个甜的果酱，或是对那个果酱真的超好吃的，不管什么都超好吃的。Vegan 的生活态度几乎包含了食衣住行的所有面向。为了在极圈力行纯植物饮食，他们还要当园艺农夫，依照季节采收和修剪果树。要过自给自足的永续生活是不能偷懒的。
Just gonna get some boxes for the potatoes.
Potatoes.
Like so, like close to winter, like so you like take these out.
Yes. So now, anytime now, I think we can have frost at night. So it's best to take them before
this
the
one's
frost.
already gone.
Yeah, these have been eaten by some kind of maybe a snail.
For example, like problems like snail eating your plants or bugs. Do you have like sprays?
No, we don't use anything.
自己生产食物是一个巨大的环保倡议，避免了运输、肥料、垃圾问题。特别要克服极圈生长季短、寒冷跟光照不足的挑战。在冬天来临前，采收秋天快速熟成的根茎类作物，温室的被动太阳能除热，让室内能够种植番茄、葡萄、李子、苹果树等，一家人才能全年饮食无虞。
还有紫色洋葱，
在这个农场里面，所有的作物都有自己的样子。
Why are the carrots so small?
Like smaller than the ones in the markets.
In the market, you get only the big ones that are straight, but when you grow them yourself, you will get many different kinds.
Like people always buy the big ones. So
Yes.
what do you think about it? Like, do you sell these or no?
Is the big one actually healthier or like?
No, they are. I think they are prettier.
Yeah,
and
of course.
it's easier
Yeah.
vegetables. But I think that especially people who are interested in the environment, they would like to buy the weird carrots as well. They don't mind.
Weirder.
Yes.
会感觉很有那个
成就感。
成就感，没
对
错。 说哦自己种来的就特别好吃。
而且你这样子可能都不会浪费，因为你知道那都是你自己辛辛苦苦种的。
对，而且这样可以吃1整年哎，吃到下一次要 harvest 的时候。
这超多食物的。
然后都不用出去自己买。
然后1、2、3，好，再1、3、1、2、3，你不要假笑。
Do you want to like move on to the carrots?
Kale.
Oh,
Where can you put these?
Hold it in your hand because we're gonna
一只
make
手扶着，一只手把它折断。
你想拍的，漂亮哦。
他们的玻璃屋已经成了极圈超前的典范。盖这样的房子难不难？人们有机会复制这种生活模式吗？Can you tell us about the greenhouse system？ 怎么样？灌溉。
Like what's good for the environment?
The first materials that we built the house of is just sand, clay, and straw, and wood.
the walls are very, very thick. They are like this. It's almost like if it was made of stone.
以自然材质建造的厚实墙壁，让室内恒温。温室采用的玻璃和铝也都可以回收。房子里用到的所有水源，从淋浴、马桶到水槽，还会进入地下室的水循环系统，再抽到温室里浇灌植物。剩余的水进入海洋时，仍然是干净的。
So that's why we use this kind of biodegradable soaps, not toxic to the plants and the water.
Then, like, do you face any problems and difficulties while you're building the house?
For me, the hardest part was the patience, because it was a lot of work.
我本来以为他会回的答案是说那个建造的部分，结果他是说那个耐心，因为其实建造的部分就是上网查都查得到，只是要花很久才做得出来。
他还有说，因为现在已经没有办法像以前，他用1.5年就盖好了，因为他说因为气候变迁的关系，现在温度已经没办法让它的那些 clay 这样1天内就干掉，然后就是要变成很多天才能干掉，才能再补再往上盖，所以就是会要花更多的时间。
这有点像一个，就是现实生活全世界气候变迁的一个小小的比喻，就是它其实真的是一点一滴你才能把这个问题把它修复成功。我觉得有点像，就是如果你现在再不做的话，那它以后只会越来越严重而已，它不会越来越好。可是就是你看到他们的房子那一瞬间，你却觉得这真是一个真正永续的房子。
Ingrid 和 Benjamin 的生活实践令人惊叹。不过，小队员更惊讶的是9岁小主人 Arvin 的下课生活。
Whoa! Wait,
look at it, look at it.
Wow.
Oh, we can.
Wow.
Wow. Our school, we have school for 2 hours.
Only 2 hours? 只要上2个小时。
My school has the same time every day, like 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day. Yes.
Yeah. So it's like add another 2 hours.
Yeah.
10 hours of school each day.
Plus another 2 hours.
So it's 12 hours of learning starting every day.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Are there any inconvenience things that living in the North?
Other than in the south.
Of course, we have this period with no sun. We have a little bit of daylight, but no sun.
Some people don't know this, but in summer, the sun in the north side of the Norway, the sun never goes down in summer. Yeah. The sun never goes down. So I feel like people living near here, they really care a lot about sustainability in their life. So yeah, I think that's very good.
So since I've been here my entire life, it's like normal for me to live in, yeah.
Gadol.
Yes. A circle.
It's really cool.
In Taiwan, it's really
Rare to see.
hot. It's a lot warmer.
Yeah.
Now it's like 30
光是身处美丽的环境本身就有意义。这2天的相遇，不论是国家公园或是一个家庭，都在回应这个议题。好，合起来一点，合起来一点。对啊，你们看起来。好了，可以，哎，很赞，好。因为其实我一直以来都很喜欢阿纳斯塔夏祖传家园的概念，它不是只提供一个很空泛的想法，告诉大家应该要过着一些很灵性的生活，就是他们的生活还是有一定的美感在，但是他们把那个对自然的伤害程度降到最低，然后我就觉得哇，这个真的是我梦想里面的生活。明天我们就要再更往北一点移动了，我们要去跟萨米人做交流，希望大家可以跟我们一起前进。
真的风有一点大，变大了，就是感觉很像比较不可怕的云霄飞车，然后再加上比较好看的风景。
哦，你看有鹿哎，有云。Oh my god！ 哎，那是鹿还是什么？哎，有驯鹿哎，一大群。
哦，里面真的很温暖。
投进去，然后投到这个小泡泡。
等一下。